Okay, everybody, hello for watching our webinar. My name is Iva Kozlovska. I'm a founder at Qubit Lab Staffing Company, and today we would like to introduce you to more information about Latin region, about specific of culture, how to hire in this region, because it's like new tendencies, and a lot of our customers and potential customers are interested in that region to hire. So we invited our friends and partners from LatAm. They can introduce you to more details and answer all of our questions about how it works, what difference in culture, and all specification, what interesting for us. So I would like to introduce company Vorkana, and Guido, please, thank you that you accept our invitation and found time to spend with us. Please, can you introduce yourself and your company?
Hi, Eva. Thank you very much for this. Workana has been a leading platform here in South America, for over 12 years. We have been connecting freelancers and remote professionals over the world, and we love doing it. First, we started working in Latin America, just connecting people here. But then, after realizing that remote work was becoming more popular, also after COVID, and also because we realized that most of our professionals speak English, so we said, okay, let's go. And we started to have a new clients from the US, also Europe, and it was becoming like something normal for us to work for the world. So now here we are, connecting people, like I said, from LatAm, either from jobs like administrative or marketing people, to different jobs like senior developers, all with good English. And like I said, we have been doing this for 12 years, and we want to continue doing this for a long more time. I am Guido. I started to work in Workana in the sales department, and now I am also working in the partnerships department, since we, like I said, we started to grow with this. So, um, like doing partnerships, since the volume is higher, we need to spend more time, because maybe with one client we have a request for only one position, but working with partnerships we have a request maybe for 10 positions. So it takes time, also the legal stuff. So if we move forward, I am going to be here with you along the process. And here is Marian as well. She's the talent team leader, and she's a genius. She will be making sure that the talent that we provide could be a good match for your company. Not only the skills like Java or Python, but also the soft skills. And one more thing to mention is that doing B2B service, we are not going to provide you like 10 candidates for each position for you to interview. We will make sure to provide you 2 or 3 candidates for each position, but those candidates that we will share, we will know for sure that they are a good match. So we will also save you time, um, making sure that, like I said, the candidates that we share might be a good fit for your team. And then moving forward, of course, there are differences between Latin American people and maybe people from the US or Europe, talking about cultural. Maybe in the US, they prefer to go straight to the point. Like if there is a meeting that has to be for only 10 minutes, they go only for 10 minutes. Maybe people from LatAm, they prefer to talk like, hey, how was your weekend? How is your kid doing? Um, and we have been understanding this. So we tell our developers, hey, this is a company from the US and they want to have a meeting just to talk about your job. So they understand that. And since they value the opportunity of being able to work for a company from other companies, not only for the money, but also for the opportunity to keep growing professionally, they adapt to that, and they don't have a problem. Like if they have to speak for 5 minutes, okay, let's go. And also, we are seeing that the agile methodology way is becoming more popular here. Like we know in technology, everything is changing every day. So you have to, maybe 1 week you work like this, and then the next week you have to change that. Okay, our developers are okay with that. It's like being, you have to be comfortable being uncomfortable. So we work like that. And then regarding family and friends here in Latin America, we like to engage with that. Like we like spending time with our friends, with our family. Like sometimes, if you are doing, if you have a good relation with your family, that's super important to be motivated to do well in your job. Um, and regarding holidays, we have like plenty of holidays here in Latin America. But at the same time, the professionals that we have, they value their job, as I said earlier. So they are responsible. Like they like freedom, but they are responsible at the same time. So they will make sure that they have everything in order. If so, let's say that tomorrow it's holidays, they will make sure that first they finish their duties for the job, and then they can enjoy a day with their family. And lastly, before I finish, um, if we give you like a developer to start working with you, these things are not going to be a problem because probably the developer that we will provide is already familiar working for a company in the US or Europe. So this is not going to be something new for them. This is going to be something that they are already used to it. And like I said, since it's a good opportunity also to get paid in dollars or euros. That's really important here. But not only for that, because they want to continue growing professionally, working with high technologies. They value this, and they will make sure that you are happy with them. So that's it from my side.
Okay, so you answered most of questions I were prepared for you in your first intro speech. Okay, great. Thank you so much for a lot of details. It was very helpful. So I can start my questions, or Marianne, you would like to add something now?
Okay.
No,
for sure.
basically, well, Guido covered most of the things that are important. I may also only add that we're gonna provide for people for talents, either freelancing or long-term opportunities, like starting from 6 months up to a year or even more, like renewing the contracts. We also offer for our clients and for our talents everything that has to do with post-placement to ensure that everything is okay after the person has been placed. And regarding the similarities or the differences that Guido was mentioned and that you were interested in knowing, let me say that Latin American people are like share most of the similarities regarding US and European people. Basically, we're descendants from Europeans, so most of our customs are the same. And also what Guido mentioned is that most of our talents already come from having previous experience or current experience working with US or European companies. So they have been like learning how to deal with the small differences in terms of like going straight to the point, or like being less talkative either in an interview or like after in the like calls. But this is like a small or slight difference that we may have, like people here like to or enjoy a little bit more small talk at least at the beginning of an interview or like a daily call or whatever. And but the truth is that we haven't our cases have been we have had a lot of success cases. I would say like over 100%, because we ensure like from the beginning up to the end that the client and the talent is happy, is comfortable. If there is something that needs realignment in terms of communication or performance or whatever, basically we're on top of that all the time. And related to one of the questions in terms of how the businesses differ in terms of tech companies from other type of companies in Latin America, I must say that it's the same than in the US or in Europe. Tech companies are here like on the top of benefits, on the top of salary, on the top of like good working environment, and they are innovative and compared to the rest of the companies. This is more or less regarding what Guido mentioned. I don't know if you would like to go through other questions, or you may have any other doubts that may help you clear.
No, I think I will ask additional questions because you already answered all of my previous questions. So I have a question more cultural. Like you have a long story of company, and I'm sure you have great experience to communicate with people from Europe, from US. What kind of, like, let's make top 3 stereotypes your potential customer had when they requested about LatAm? Like, maybe they had some barriers why they didn't go before to this region, or their vision was like more stereotype about this region. Maybe you can tell me about this something. What kind of stereotypes about these regions you met?
I would say that although Latin America like have similarities between each other, I mean between each country is different, it's slightly different. We have some countries that may be more emotional, or that may have like more attachment to family and values. Like if we have to say in a ranking, maybe like Uruguay, Chile, Argentina are those countries which are like very similar to the US and Europe. And then you have like another category, including, I don't know, Brazil, Mexico, and Colombia, that maybe are like more religious also. They tend to be like more warm. But like everybody is very close. All the countries are very close. And in terms of stereotypes, I would say that there's the stereotype that we have a lot of holidays here, or vacations, or like paid holidays. And this is something that differs from country to country. For instance, Uruguay has almost no paid holidays during the year, but is like one of the most expensive countries in South America. Then we have Brazil, that has like an infinite talent pool because of its size. And they have more paid holidays during the year, but this is something that can be arranged, and also that the people that works in these countries, and they have used to being working with US or European companies, they can manage, basically. Sometimes it differs from company to company. Some companies respect their like paid holidays during the year. Some other companies say, hey, I can only pay you for 10 holidays per year, or something like that. Try to reach a middle point, basically.
Great, thank you for your answer. And I have a question about more like collaboration with your developers. Is it popular practice to have B2B contracts with like contractors, or more famous to hire them officially?
That is, I don't know if US companies or European companies can hire directly in terms of like having them as employees because of legal but they are like people here are used to working as a contractor, like a full-time contractor, and being paid in dollars. With what companies usually do is give them some kind of benefits, like I don't know, even if you are a contractor, we don't call it benefits, not to mix with the law. Especially in the US, they don't like to call benefits for a contractor because it's mixed up with a full-time employee. So basically we call them like extras, or some of the things that would make a company competitive against another one for the same talent. Like if I am a talent and I have 2 options of different companies, of course that I will go through with the one that gives me my salary, and also my rate, monthly rate, but also some kind of extras like pay time off. In terms of, if we're talking about a long-term contract, of course I would need some pay time off. I don't know, 10 days, 15 days per year. So this is something that companies usually do. They provide these contractors with maybe the laptop, sometimes in case they need it. So this is these are all things that can be arranged, but they are used to receiving a monthly rate and no other benefits in terms of law attachments.
Okay, clear. It's pretty famous in Europe as well, practice. So, the question, like, for example, in Europe, we have Scandinavic region, which is very strong in fintech, or we have Spain, which is very strong in game development. Do you have something in LatAm, like Brazil? If you would like to hire someone with great expertise in fintech, go to Brazil, for example. Or if you would like to hire someone like great in blockchain, go to Argentina because more experience there. Do you have something in your region like that, or all the same expertise everywhere?
I wouldn't say that due to industry, because most of Latin American countries are so big and they have like different regions. So I wouldn't say about but I would say maybe about technologies. Yeah, you know.
Yeah, I think it doesn't depend on the country or the region. It depends on the people. Like each people is different. They like different things. Maybe one from Brazil has the same passion or the same things with someone from Argentina. So it doesn't matter of where you are. It depends on who you are.
No, and I guess that as I was saying, that the country is also big, that they cover most of the industries in each country, but maybe they differ in terms of technologies, tech stack. We have some countries that are maybe like stronger or have more talents on a specific technology stack, maybe due to universities that they put more focus on a specific tech stack. So I would categorize it not by industry, but by tech stack.
Okay, got it. Okay, great. Thank you for answers. I have a question about time zone management because, like, we're based in Europe, and when customer came from US or from Australia, depends. Like when we have very big time zone difference, they always ask us about how we manage it, how we communicate with potential candidates about this. Of course, they do not expect that team will work their business hours. But sometimes they expect that they will work close to their business hours. Did you have that kind of issue with European customer, and how you manage this?
As we mentioned, they are used to that. So like if we compare like Latin America with Australia, that is like a more stretch in the time zone, but they are very used to working both asynchronically, but also try to overlap some hours per day. So in the case of Australia, and we have had clients demanding the exact overlapping in time zone. In this case, the recruit is a little bit like more difficult if we're talking about Japan or Australia, some of the countries that have more difference in the time zone. If it has to do with Europe, we have developers like agreeing working with the European time zone, and also some other companies that are more flexible and say, hey, with just 2 or 3 hours overlapping is okay, as long as the person can work very well independently, autonomously, and can work asynchronically well. And with the US, it's usually easier, especially if they are located in Central Mountain or Eastern Time. They work most of the day together. And if they're in the West Coast, they can do the same, like either demanding the person to be working California time zone, or they can overlap some hours per day. But they are very used to that. Like right now, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
Candidates as usual, okay, to change their working schedule. So it's not like I would like to work from 9 to 8 and that's it.
Yeah, no, basically, I mean, according to the opportunity that we have, we talk very like straightforward to the point and say, hey, this client demands you to work from this time to this time. And so basically, if they agree, or sometimes they do like counter proposals saying, hey, I can work like, I don't know, only 6 hours per day overlapping, and this 2 hours now. So if the person really is really worth it in terms of like soft skills, culture fit, and also like technical skills, we can try to make a negotiation between the client and the partner and the candidate.
Okay, thank you. I have one last question, I promised.
Don't worry.
We are working with the global market, and we can see that last year and during this year, recruiting process changing a lot, and different companies change their stages, their steps, and like it became longer than it was before. Like in 2021, we had a customer who has just one interview and done, because the market was so fast and people didn't want to waste time because it was not enough candidates to close all open positions. Now, so unfortunately, situation is different, and we see that this process of hiring changing a lot. And like we can see that in one region, because we're hiring global as well, that we can see in one region it's common practice to have like 3-4 interviews and candidates okay with that. In some regions, when candidates can see that interview will be like more than 5 stages, they reject this opportunity from the scratch because it's like too long process. Can you see something in your region? How many interviews and stages of hiring is okay for candidates from LatAm, and how much is too much? How many is too much?
I agree with what you say. I mean, at the beginning, I have been doing recruiting for more than 15 years, and so I've seen like all kind of stages. At the beginning, processes used to take a long time. Then the market became really fast, and sometimes like we had clients that did just a phone call and say, "Hey, I want this person," and now it has like go back forwards to the long processes. So especially in the US, they have many stages. As we mentioned, people are used to that. And I wouldn't say that it has to do with the region, Latin America, because I have been recruiting in the US, also in Europe, also in Asia. So, and this is a common thing that I don't think that has to do with the number of stages, but with the type of project. I mean, what's being offered versus what's being demanded in terms of stages. Like if the project or the company is really good, this is like a highlight for this person to make more sacrifice. And but I would say that's not per region, or I would say it's per seniority. Like senior people, which are the most demanded ones, are the ones like with less tolerance to be like put forward, because they already know that they know, and so they, hey, you don't need so many things. And so if the processes are too long, or they include like many live coding or challenges or take-home assignments, sometimes they be like a little bit more reticent. I mean, it's not that they won't do it, but sometimes what we try to do in those cases is try to have more volume because we know that some will drop out. But as we mentioned, they are used to working with European or US companies, and they know that their processes are different than in Latin America, so they endure that and they do it.
Great, thank you for your answer. Now I know exactly that everywhere is the same situation with senior developers.
Exactly.
Okay, great. Thank you, guys. My question is finished. But before we end our webinar, it will be maybe you can give some advices for potential companies who consider to start outsource in Latin. Maybe you have some useful tips for them.
Yes. So, yes, I can say that maybe if a company is wondering if they should do this or not, maybe they can start with one position and see what happens. Like they can like I said, they can start with one position, and we can provide some candidates, and they have a free risk trial, like a guarantee, and they can see if they like the developer. They can have the developer for 1 month, and at the end of the month, they can tell us, hey, yes, we like this developer, we want to move forward. Or maybe they can say, hey, we don't like this developer because he's not performing well here, and then we can change it. We can change that for free. So I just can say, let's give a chance.
Yeah, in my case, I would say the same. Like, given that English is not our mother tongue, I would say maybe in the interviews, the person cannot like really show what they know, because you have a language barrier. Although they speak like fluent or whatever, it's not the same. So we try to have the clients try the people see if they like them, how to perform, because you know, there's ice breaking, there is communication barriers sometimes that they can be minimum, but they can impact. And so I would also yeah, go ahead.
I was going to also mention like sometimes this is important for creativity. Maybe you have a team from people only from Europe, and you are developing an app or a website or something, and maybe sometimes you need a different mindset or a different culture perspective. So maybe someone from Argentina or from Brazil tells you, "Hey, why don't we do this or why don't we do that?" And maybe that small detail can make a huge impact in the team and in the app or or in the website. Just that also to keep in mind.
Perfect. And I would say that outsourcing in Latin America has a lot of benefits, like access to a highly skilled and diverse talent pool, the close time zone, especially if you compare to Asia markets, the cost efficiency, the cultural alignment with the European and US practices. So I think that and we're like, it's not because I'm Latin American, but I would say that we are honest and good people to work with. So that would like very close to the culture. We consider like good culture fit for the companies.
Yes,
Great, thank you. Yeah.
Lastly, of course, we want to create to have new clients, make more relations, more deals. But we are not just looking to close a position, provide you a talent, you pay us, and that's it. We want to be with you, like to create a relation. We want to make sure that the developer that we provide you is happy working with you, but also that you are happy working with us. So we are not looking just to grow. We are also looking um, for you for as a company. We take care of you, and we will take care of our developers as well. We want like a win-win-win solution.
Great to know. Great to know. And I think you're successful with it if your company is so long on the market and develops successfully and growing every year. So keep going. Okay, guys, thank you so much for your answers and for information you shared during our webinar. It's really helpful. And now, for me personally, I understand more all specification what was interesting for me. And I hope all potential customer who will watch our webinar will have a lot of answers on their questions and come and will start to hire in LatAm. So thank you so much again that you found time and join us today. And I wish you great customers and great candidates in the future.
You too, Eva. Thank you very much for your time, for giving us this space, and be sure of ask us any other questions that may arise.
Thank you,
Okay.
Eva.
Deal.
You made us feel comfortable during this, so thank you.
Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.